Hey everyone, and a warm welcome to all the UE educators joining in. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dig into how you can write much better prompts and really get the most out of AI tools for your courses. So let's jump right in.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever gone to an AI tool, all excited, and the results you get back are, well, just rubbish? Look, if that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common frustration when you're just starting out. So what's really going on here? Well, let's look at a classic case. You type in something simple, right? Like create a quiz on biology. And what does it spit back out? Usually it's something like this, a bunch of super generic, really basic questions. For what we do at the university level, this is pretty much useless. It's not targeted, and you just have to start all over again anyway.
But here's the thing, and this is actually great news. The problem, most of the time, isn't the AI. It's your prompt. And you know what that means? It means you have the control to completely change the outcome for the better. All right, so let's see this in action. Instead of that vague request, just watch what happens when we get specific. We tell the AI who it's for. Second-year biology students at UW. We tell it the exact topic, cellular respiration, and even to focus on the Krebs cycle. And we tell it what kind of thinking to test, application, not just recall. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Suddenly, you've got questions you can actually use. Now, of course, you still have to be the expert here and double-check everything for accuracy, but what a fantastic starting point.
So how do we make sure we get these amazing results every time? Well, it's not some kind of secret code you have to memorize. It really all boils down to a foundation built on 3 simple but really powerful rules.
Let me show you another quick example. A bad prompt is just explain photosynthesis. You're just going to get a boring textbook definition, but a better prompt adds some context. We specify second-year students in Jamaica and ask it to use an analogy that our students would get, like something to do with cooking or food preparation. Suddenly, what you get back is something engaging, it's relatable, and it's something you could probably use in your class tomorrow.
And that little example perfectly sets up our 3 foundational rules. Rule number 1, always be specific about your audience. Number 2, tell it the format you want back. Is it a quiz, an email, a lesson plan? And number 3, set some constraints. Tell it the word count, the tone, or any other requirements you have.
So let's zoom in on that first rule for a second. Just saying your content is for students is way too broad. The AI has no clue if you're talking about primary school kids or postgraduates. But when you say, for second-year biology students at UWI, or for first-year engineering students in Jamaica, you're giving it the critical context it needs to give you something truly useful.
All right, so once you've got those basic rules down, you're ready to level up. Our first pro tip is a really powerful shift in thinking. You need to give your AI a job.
I love this way of thinking about it. Treat the AI like it's a brilliant, super smart new employee. You know, they're incredibly capable, but they have absolutely no context about how you work, what your standards are, or what you're trying to achieve. You gotta brief them.
And that's exactly what assigning a role does. If you start your prompt with something like, act as an expert instructional designer, or you are a friendly academic tutor, you immediately focus its entire behavior, its tone, its style, and the kind of expertise it's going to bring to the table for that one specific task.
Okay, building right on that idea, our second pro tip is a classic piece of advice that, let me tell you, works like magic with AI. Show, don't just tell.
What this really means is you feed the AI a few good examples of what you want before you give it the real task. This is sometimes called few-shot prompting, and it is honestly one of the most reliable ways to get the AI to nail the format, tone, and structure you're looking for. Don't just describe the style you want, show it.
So what actually makes a good example? Well, there are 3 things to keep in mind. First, it has to be relevant. It should look a lot like what you're trying to create. Second, try to make your examples diverse. Cover a couple of different angles. And finally, make sure your examples are clearly structured and separated from your main instructions so the AI knows this is an example and this is the task.
And you don't have to go crazy with this. You don't need dozens of examples. We've found that the real sweet spot for getting the best results is usually somewhere between 3 to 5 examples. That's almost always enough to guide the AI without overcomplicating things.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. The big transformation here is all about a shift in how you think about it. When you're working with AI, you are the expert in the room. You're the one in the driver's seat.
At the end of the day, AI is just a tool. And the quality of what you get from that tool depends entirely on how you use it. A well-crafted prompt, using the rules and pro tips we just talked about, transforms the AI from this frustrating, unpredictable black box into a powerful and reliable assistant for your teaching.
So, what's next? Ready to give it a try? Honestly, the best way to get good at this is just by doing it. So, we really encourage you to head over to the Prompt Playground on our LibGuide. Experiment, try writing prompts for your own courses, and just see what you can create. Good luck!